And good evening and welcome to another edition of The Way I See It. We're live here tonight on YouTube as we are every Friday. Thank you for joining me tonight on YouTube Live. I was supposed to have Ross NICATERO, the president and business agent for local ATU Local 85. He informed me he may be late if he can even get to the show. He's been busy with some other things. So we'll see when if that happens tonight. If not, we'll proceed to move as planned, as they say in this business. I wanted to let you know that tonight's going to be my last show here on YouTube tonight. The way I see it, I'm not happy with the response I'm getting, and I'm not getting a very big response any at all. So I just want to let you know tonight's going to be the last show here on YouTube on Friday nights at 7 o'clock. Guess what, everybody? April Fools. So anyway, there we are with that. Anyhow, so what I just wanted to let you know about that. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Something to think about. Bonehead life story. First, we're going to start off with life story. And on Sunday, I was coming home from church, and I stopped at a gas station to get some gas. So apparently, they were having issues with their credit card terminal at the gas station, and I didn't have any money funds because most of my stuff's on debit and credit cards. So I pulled out a credit card to use, and I knew I had money on that credit card. And it turns out that they were having terminal issues. So what I did was I went ahead and I decided to, uh, just forget about it. And I don't need the gas that bad. And the way the prices are, I wouldn't have had enough anyway to really fill up the tank. Well, my fiance was inside the gas station, and this lady overheard her conversation with the woman in regards to the fact that they were having terminal problems. Out of the clear blue sky, this lady gave $20 and said, "Go pump the gas." I thanked her. My fiance thanked her. There are some good people out there, and everyone should know that. Okay. Because sometimes we get people out there who just simply are downright ignorant and really don't even seem to care. But that's one life story. I have a second. In fact, I have three life stories to talk to you about today, this week. Every week I try to come up with a new life story that I had of something I experienced that happened during the week. Well, this week it turns out that Wednesday I had to go to court down at City Court, down there on First Avenue. I had to go down there because somebody in this building decided to steal my packages, and they got busted and by security here, and I have footage, and police were all cooperative. Everything was going well. So the woman who was involved in this situation decides she's going to show up late. So she shows up late, and then on top of that, didn't even have an attorney. Well, that's not all of it. Okay. I know there are some of you out there who may have been to city court in one perspective or another over the years. Whether it would have been earlier in the 2000s before they made changes down there, you used to go down there to deal with your parking and speeding tickets and things like that. Well, nowadays they really don't write too many speeding tickets in the city of Pittsburgh anymore. They don't do a lot of that. So they they have what they call a parking court, which is up on 4th Avenue. So if you get a ticket and you decide a parking ticket and you decide you want to try to, you know, you get one of those parking tickets and you decide you want to try to fight it rather than pay whatever the minimal cost is in most of those tickets. Well, they say that's a joke. Of course, I probably wouldn't deny that to be the case. I have never been there, so I have no clue. But from what I hear, it's nothing but a joke. All right. So here's I get to city court and I want to step inside, and the magistrate comes in and sits down, and his hair was brushed to the side, and it looked like he combed it with a rake, and he had a scrungy beard, and he just wasn't very his appearance wasn't all that great for a magistrate judge who's there in city court to try to, uh, do his job as far as a judge goes. Now, in case you're not aware, a lot of the magistrates in this county, they take turns downtown at city court in courtroom number 2. What they do down there is they take turns. There's a rotation basis. All right. The last time I went down for a hearing, Mick Pappas was my judge. All right. And you know who Mick Pappas is. If you don't, he was the guy who didn't sign off on the warrant for the guy's arrest who murdered this Uber driver. They had 2 days before the incident, they sent a warrant down there, and apparently he was too busy worrying about something else, I guess, and didn't quickly sign the warrant. So the warrant kind of went somewhere else. The next judge that came in, I guess they have judges that come in after 5 o'clock. I don't know what goes on there. I've never been down there after 5 o'clock. Well, that judge had to be the one to sign off on this, on this warrant. Well, it was too late to go arrest this guy. And apparently he went out and did his thing with this Uber driver and he killed her. Well, Mick Pappas was my judge, but see, Mick Pappas had a bald head and he was wearing a mask. So I don't know what was under the mask, but this guy was so bad, this judge. Okay. I had a pretty good idea who it was. He said his name and I looked it up. And what I can't figure out is who in the world put this guy in? Did the community vote for this guy? I mean, because he looked like just a plain jokester kind of guy, one of them nerdy types that has, and I don't care how you appear yourself, but if you're a judge and you're down there in a court, you should set the example of at least being clean shaven and at least not having your hair combed like it was in a rake or combed with a rake. Okay. That's the way this guy looked. All right. Well, it turns out my hearing was postponed, so I left anyway. And I said to my fiance who was there with me, I says, I don't get this. I don't understand how in the world a magistrate who is supposed to be in front of a bunch of people in a downtown city court room looks like this. Okay. And I question the thing, and I may give Kimberly Clark a call because I didn't like his appearance. All right. And probably she may not have any control over that. But you know something? I've been to them courts down there and a few times for many different reasons in my lifetime. And not one time did I ever go down there and see somebody that looked as scrungy as he did. Okay. So what in the world's going on here? I mean, do we have magistrates who are working in Allegheny County who show up with their hair? Looks like they just pulled stuck their finger in a light socket and it's combed with a rake and it looks, terribly disgusting. Okay. Sometimes I'm not the best dresser in the world, but when I need to go in a public appearance in an important place or something like that, or even so much as when I'm on TV to do my shows, I at least dress in a decent way. At least I make sure I'm clean shaven. I make sure that my appearance looks at least pretty adequate. Okay. This person, this judge, and again, I have an idea who it is, and I'm not going to say his name. But what bothers me about this is you mean to tell me the community voted this guy in? Okay. So what is going on here? What are we voting in here? Jokesters? People, clowns? What are we doing? I mean, I've always been told that court is kangaroo court anyway. Okay. All right. I've never had a problem down there. I've always had to go down there. I've always been the victim. Okay. All right. So basically, that's the situation with my life story for Wednesday. And then yesterday, I had another life story. I get this letter in the mail from the IRS. Did you get this letter? I got my $1,400 stimulus check last year. Well, they're trying to tell me that I'm owed a tax credit. So I take the letter down there, and it doesn't say anything on the letter until I get it to my tax person that says, and I quote, that you have to work a job, or you have to be gainfully employed, or you have to have some kind of a good job that's taxable income or whatever. Okay. Didn't say that at all. What it said was, oh, you got a $1,400 stimulus check, you get a tax credit. So I'm going down there with the hopes, because my accountant and my tax guy is in Washington, PA. Okay. And I have to drive down to Washington in order to deal with the situation with taxes. All right. Now, there is a free tax service, and I'm not going to give them any kudos, but they do an adequate job with a basic form. And I had to take my mother down, who has a complicated form. And my fiance and I went down. Neither one of us qualified for that, even though we both had letters of the same thing. And even though both of us are on disability. Okay. All right. So I was not aware that that was the situation. So what I did was I says, okay, we're going to take it. So we drove all the way down there and came back with a fat zero. A fat zero. Okay. Yeah. All right. Nothing. Okay. Nothing at all. So I waste my gas to go down there. I stop at Burger King to get a burger, and I tried one of their what they call sourdough whoppers. Okay. And it's not like the regular Whopper where it's got the big burger patty. It's got a smaller version like they use in the junior Whoppers. Okay. And it turns out that the that it was a good burger. I mean, because it was cooked well. It was on a soft sourdough, very nice sourdough type of bread or bun or whatever. But the problem I have with it is it's not Burger King. And we're getting this now. Tell me we're not getting this now. I want your comments tonight, the way I see it here. Ralph Williams, we're here every Friday at 7 p.m. Tell me something. What are we're paying more money and getting less. Okay. And this has been going on now for a while now, a little bit now. All right. When I used to go to the Dollar Tree, and I'm so poor that the Dollar Tree actually had to send me a sympathy card. That's how poor I am. Anyway, okay, so I shop at the dollar store, and the shaving cream used to be like this. All right, now the shaving cream is like this. Do you catch what I'm saying now? Everything goes up in price, but gets lowered in quality and quantity. Okay, that is what is going on right now. All right. And those are my life stories for this week. All right. Those are the 3 life stories that I have for you here on The Way I See It this week. All right. Next, we're going to do our bonehead move. 2 people out in Cranberry got busted. They're from out of town. Now, listen to this one. They were busy stealing Amazon packages. They were porch pirates. They came here from Ohio. They got a room at a hotel out in Cranberry. Okay. And it turns out that when they went to they got their hotel room, they were going around following the Amazon van. Okay. They were following the Amazon van. They wanted to know how come the Amazon van was being followed. Well, it turns out that these neighbors, people who were involved in this situation, decided to look out their porch one day and sit out There we go. All right. So anyway, turns out that we had a little bit of mic problems there. If you didn't hear what I said before, the bonehead move of the night was those two porch pirates in Cranberry that got caught. They were from Ohio. They were busy messing around at some plan in Cranberry, stealing Amazon packages off of everybody's porches. What they did was they followed the Amazon van around, and when they seen them drop the packages on the porches, they would go scoot up and pick them up. Well, it turns out that they basically decided to do that, and they got caught. One of the neighbors decided to follow the thieves to a hotel where they got caught, and the hotel that they got caught at was out in Cranberry, of course. And when the police raided the hotel room, it comes to see that they had a bunch of stuff there inside of stuff that was stolen in Amazon boxes. So they got arrested. They came from out of town, and that's our bonehead move of the night. All right, a few announcements here. Last night, those of you who don't know, I had my um, sports black and gold sports show last night on Blog Talk Radio. And I have this to say, and I'm not saying this to brag, I'm saying it because it's true. Last night, Mark Mancini and I had my good friend Smoking Jim Frazier on with us last night. It was the Black and Gold Sports Podcast. It's my national broadcast. It's on every Thursday at 8 or every other Thursday at 8 o'clock. Because every other Thursday after that, we do Wrestle Talk, myself and my producer and co-host, Mark Mancini from Los Angeles, California, and Mancini Media. Well, what's going on is we decided to do half of or 3/4 of the broadcast, sports, and we were for 1 hour last night. And the nice part about all this was that we had 60 people on hold on the calls. You have to call in to listen to the show. It's 347-205-9631. Okay. You have to call in, you listen through, or you get on Blog Talk Radio's website and you check in. And when you get there, you go under platforms and Mancini Media under platforms, and you can watch it live on there as well, or catch it live and listen to it and make your comments on your computer or whatever device you're using. Okay. Well, last night we had 60 people waiting just to get on. And every Thursday night we have calls from the other ends of the country, despite the fact, and that's fine. Okay. And this coming Thursday, we're doing Wrestle Talk, and that's going to be at 8 o'clock. Okay. So what I want to tell you is it's at 8 o'clock, and get this. Okay. All right. What's going to happen is we're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. We're going to have more and more and more. All right. And I know I'm preaching to the choir when I say this, and I know you're probably sitting there thinking that I always complain all the time, or there's a problem here and there on my shows for me to be saying these things, or about sour grapes or whatever. Some people, they do get lucky, and good for them. All right. I unfortunately, till now, have finally been blessed and got lucky to be able to say that I can be on a national program on Blog Talk Radio. All right. Your comments tonight in the comments section here. I'll read off your comments as well. Don't forget, the way I see it, I'm Ralph Williams. Last week I got hammered with comments. Tonight I have nothing. I don't know where everybody is. They can't be out. It's too cold. So I don't know where everybody went tonight, unless they all decided to go do indoor activities. I know it's Friday night. You're probably saying, Ralph, you're on at the wrong time of the night or the day. Nobody listens to anything on a Friday night. Everybody's out and about. Well, you'd be surprised. I know. And then there's people out there that are telling me I do too much. Well, you know what? So does the other media people, but you don't tell them that. So there you go. I want to introduce you to my new show, Wednesday night, 7 p.m., called Wrestle Chat. This past Wednesday, we did Wrestle Chat, and I had Tom LaJerge on from the Keystone State Wrestling Alliance. Saturday, this coming Saturday, tomorrow at 5 p.m. is special start time, 5 p.m. $10 for tickets, the American Legion in Sheridan. I was going to be there, but something came up and I'm not going to be able to be there. All right, so tomorrow, head down to Sheridan to the American Legion in City of Pittsburgh, Sheridan, Chartiers Avenue, right there for tomorrow night's Wrestle Chat. Or excuse me, Keystone State Wrestling Alliance is having their an event down there at the American Legion tomorrow night. So there we are with that. And tune into my new show Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Wrestle Chat. This coming Wednesday and Thursday's Wrestle Talk, my national broadcast, we're going to be talking about WrestleMania and what happened at WrestleMania. I found out today that there were some changes. I'm not going to talk about it tonight, but there's some changes in the card. So you'll find out what those are maybe tonight on if you watch SmackDown. But if not, you're going to find out from my show on Wednesday and also on Thursday with myself and Mark Mancini on Blog Talk Radio and our national broadcast 347-205-9631 on Thursday nights for you to tune in every Thursday 8 p.m. This coming Thursday wrestling, the following Thursday sports. And don't forget on Tuesday, April 5th, we'll be taping The Way I See It, but I will be live on PCTV's Facebook page. My guest is Jay White. Jay White is a guy who has himself a website he's on called The Blam. And Jay is going to be on the show with me. I'm going to interview him. He's going to talk about what he's doing in Pittsburgh right now. He is doing work with the independent wrestling associations here in Pittsburgh. And what he's doing is he is coming up with trying to put together a movie or a steady series on one of these streaming channels. He's looking at Netflix, but you never know. It might be on something more or less other than that. So tune into that. And then my special guest will be Claudio Rosano, my usual sidekick and co-host, Smoking Jim Fraser's Prior Obligations. 6 p.m. Tuesday night, Channel 21, Comcast 47, Verizon, PCTV, My Sports Corner live call-in show. I want you there. We're going to have a lot to talk about. Steeler draft, some Pirates, Penguin news, and a whole lot more coming up on April 5th, which is this coming Tuesday, 6 p.m. Don't forget to tune in or go on Facebook, PCTV Live on Facebook, on their Facebook page, where we'll be live there as well. You can make your comments on Facebook, or you can call in. The number's 412-231-2288 for Tuesday night. Don't forget to put that in on your calendar. Call your friend, call your cousin, call somebody. Get them on for Tuesday night on July 5th, April 5th. We're usually on the first Thursday of the month, but the station is closed on the 7th because of some detailed work or something they're doing at the studio, or something's going on and they have the studio closed for the day. So they moved me to Tuesday. So just to let you in on some of the announcements I have here. And don't forget this coming Sunday night, 9:30, as we're here in Studio A here at Studio 80808 here in Allentown. Studio A. We'll be in Studio B on Sunday night at 9:30 for The Way I See It. Don't forget, that's Facebook Live from Studio B. All right. Now, I'm going to give you something to think about tonight, and then we're going to get into some topics, into some discussion on some things. The comment sections here, don't forget to put your comments in the comments section as well. We already went over our boneheaded move of the night, and we also went over our life stories. Usually I share that with you on Friday nights. All right, something to think about tonight. Let's say you're handicapped, elderly, or someone who needs your groceries or needs someone to hold the door open. Okay. Have you ever been involved in a situation where you needed the door open for yourself, for you needed somebody to hold the door open for you, and they don't hold it open, they just let it slam. They let it hit you in the head. They let you, they don't care that you have groceries in your hand, or if you're handicapped, or if you're an elderly lady, or gentleman, or something to that effect, and you need to uh you need the door open. Are you someone that lets the door slam, or are you someone who will hold the door open? Well, I'm going to give you something to think about tonight. If you're the person who lets the door slam, all right, in someone's face, because you know what, in today's society, we have a lot of ignorant people, and it's worse now than it's ever been. I've never seen the the what I'm seeing right now as far as ignorant and just messed up people out here that just simply don't care about anything. They don't care about whether you get where you need to be. They don't care about whether or not you get in the door right. They don't care about any of it. None of it at all. They don't care. All right. Do you fit in that category? Or are you in a caring category? And even if you do look at yourself in the mirror and you've never come across a situation where you've had to hold the door open for somebody, look at yourself in the mirror and say, can I hold the door open? Or should I hold, or I should hold the door open for somebody? That's what I'm talking about today on something to think about. That's every Friday here if you're new to the show as well. We do that. That's for you to think about tonight. All right. Tonight we have some stuff to talk about, and some of it's old, and some of it's new, and some of it's where it needs to be. All right. And I want to talk about this situation with these high school athletes. All right. And everybody's making this big issue with these high school athletes out there that are transgender. All right. Now we got this situation going on where we have men who are or boys who are turning into girls but want to play girls sports, and we have girls who want to turn into boys and they want to play boys sports. Okay, we have that going on right now. All right. We have women, Alderdice. Their kicker is a girl for the football team who won city this year. Okay. You have several women, girls, and whatnot across the country that are playing in with men in men's sports. Okay. All right. You have Dr. Oz out here talking about how he doesn't want to see men playing women's sports and women playing men's sports. All right. And now you've got WPIAL and you've got all these people petitioning. And now you've got the LPGN or PG or Q or whatever they are everywhere else. All right. When are we going to continue? When are we going to stop? And I'm not trying to be ignorant or not. I'm not trying to be rude. You do with your life what you want. Okay. I'm not against it at all. I mean, you do what you want. You want to be you're a woman and you want to be a man and you're a man, you want to be a woman. You go ahead and you do that. All right? You want to make a comment about what I have to say? Fine, make a comment. Okay? It's out of control. All right? All right. They already have bathrooms. They already have rights. They already can get a job. Everybody that's in the LGBTQ or whatever it's called community, they already do that stuff. Now you want to start corrupting kids and getting into the situation where I can't even believe that parents let their kids do this. Okay? I can't even believe that we're even having this conversation. And the only reason we're having it is because it's disgusting. It is really disgusting. And again, you have the right to do that. Okay? But where's the parents here? Are we back to this again? We have been back to this. This is poor parenting. Why would you let your kid go ahead and do something and be something like that? unless you're it yourself. Okay? All right? Again, I don't care what you do with yourself. I really don't. I don't care if you work at a job, okay, or anything like that. I'll give you an example. About 11, 12 years ago, I had to get on Social Security, straighten out my wife's affairs, my first wife when she died. Okay? I had a transgender person that was taking care of me at the window there at the office. All right? Again, I don't have a problem with anybody that does that. Okay? But when it starts involving high school, middle school type of sports, that is when we have problems here. And I blame you, the parent. I'm not saying the ones that are good. There are great parents out there. All right. There are great parents. There are good parents. There are mediocre parents. And there are bad parents. Okay. That you're going to let your kid do that. All right. There's already transgender wrestlers. There's a wrestler called Sonny Kiss. All right. Who was a man turned into a woman. And then there's Nyla Rose, both with AEW wrestling. Nyla Rose is transgender. So is Sonny Kiss. Okay? They're involved in professional wrestling. But see, everybody's so worried about money, and no one has any cares about morals of that kind, especially involving young kids. All right? That's where I have a problem here. All right? Speaking of the WPIAL, and we could talk about this on Sunday on Sports Corner, but I usually have so much to talk about, I never get to it. So we'll do it here. Now we have poor recruiting things going on. We have Catholic schools and parochial schools who can recruit the way they want and not have to follow the rules of the governing boards in the state here. They get all the great athletes. And they're talking about some of the schools in Philadelphia and some of the ones in the eastern sector of the state that get to do whatever they want. They get to go out and get all the athletes they want. They get to go out and recruit. Where the public schools, they have to wait for you to come here, to come to them. They don't have that leeway or anything to do with that. Comment lines open. I want to hear from you tonight. The way I see it, I'm Ralph Williams, Studio 808. Studio A is where we are tonight. Don't forget, Sunday night, 9:30, live on my Facebook page as well. We will be live on Facebook, as we always are, at 9:30 every Sunday night. The way I see it, Chinese wisdom, blast, topics, and a whole lot more. And Bonehead. Oh, everybody loves Bonehead. You should see the response I got for Bonehead. They love it when I put up somebody or something or some people or whoever. That's a bonehead. All right. Somebody who really does something stupid and thinks that they can get away with it, or does something so stupid that it just gets to you. And that's what a bonehead is. All right. Well, what's your thoughts tonight? I want to hear from you in the comments section here. What's your thoughts tonight about the transgender thing I was just talking about, and about these parochial and Catholic and private schools that are involved in sports in the state here, and they have the right to go out and recruit and do whatever they want whenever they want? They don't have to follow the rules of the WPIAL or the WPIAA or whatever it's called. Really? Who developed this? Who made this to where these people don't have to follow these rules? Okay. All right. Comment section's open. I'd like to hear from you tonight. Next, the great resignation has now become the great regret. Yeah, it has become the great regret because guess what? Yeah, that's right. And you know what? I'm laughing at all of you people who thought this great resignation thing was funny. You everybody thought it was funny. All these young kids that were on there and everybody, oh yeah. Guess what? You're not laughing now. You're regretting it. Oh, I quit my job. I'm going to go look for another job making more money. And I'm going to go, maybe I'll get treated better if I work at McDonald's as opposed to working for IBM or whomever. Well, guess what? It didn't work for you that way. Now there's a regret out there now. Yeah, there's a big regret. Remember, we had this discussion, 2, 3 weeks ago, when I said it's not funny that that you're sitting there laughing and giggling about this great resignation and it's putting a strain into and crippling the economy, and now you're paying for it. Yes, you're paying for it something big time. All right. People are quitting their jobs and then they resigned. And then they thought, well, I'm going to go get me another job. Maybe I'll have better pay, better hours. I'll be off on weekends. Hey, everybody dreams of that kind of job. Okay. What did you think? Nobody wants that kind of a job? I'm going to tell you how bad it's getting. Getgo's paying $15 an hour. Getgo, Giant Eagle. That's not even a Giant Eagle store. You're in a Giant Eagle convenience store. Getgo, $15 an hour starting pay. And their cashiers are starting out at $15 an hour. That's what the starting pay is now. So my question to you, well, now they're saying that the unemployment rate is down before COVID. Okay. They're saying now that the unemployment rate is down before COVID, which means it was at an all-time low, and now they're saying it's lower than it's been in a few years. Okay, because everybody's scared of COVID. Oh, 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 oh I can't leave my house. They have another booster shot coming out. My pharmacy called me yesterday. I'm going to go get it on Monday. Okay. All right. I'm going to go get it on Monday. Are you? Probably not. You're one of those kind that's going to sit there and go, "Oh, I live in a free country. I can do whatever I want." And all this and that. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. What happened back in the day when you were growing up and you had to go and your parents took you to go get a polio shot? But you don't seem to look at it that way, do you? No. Okay. Nowadays, we're even letting our kids go tell the parent about these shots. Oh, I consulted with my kid, and I asked my child if he wants to go get a COVID shot. Really? Are you kidding me? That's where we're at these days with parenting. Nobody seems to worry about that stuff. Everybody's, oh yeah, that's where we're gonna go here. All right. Yeah, that's right. I made a comment tonight about bad parenting. Okay. Comment section's open. All right. If you'd like to leave your comments, you can leave them after you watch the show. Maybe you're not home tonight. All right. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about security in the schools. Now, see, here's something that really bothers me. Remember last week I talked about the Ramsey School and I blasted the security guards on Sunday? Yeah. What's going on in these schools that we have these jokesters for security guards that can't even stop somebody? The guy walked into Ramsey's elementary school in the Gateway School District and said, I have to go to the bathroom. Can I use the bathroom? What's the security guard do? Lets this guy in. And if you've seen what this guy looked like on the news, He looks like he was a junkie 10 times over and a reject. Okay? So he lets him get in there and go to the bathroom. Well, it turns out he didn't go to the bathroom. He went to the bathroom. He went to the girls' bathroom. And he started taking pictures and whatever of girls in the girls' bathroom, 10-year-olds or whatever. Okay? At Pitt, at one of their dorm buildings or one of their school buildings, a security guard let somebody get in there. Actually, just let them waltz right in and started harassing one of the students in the school building. Okay, all right. I know a little bit about security. I did security for a while, for a long time. It was part of my 35 years of customer service experience. All right. But one thing I was vigilant. I always made sure that nobody got in the building that wasn't supposed to be there. All right. Yeah, I did. Okay. I did my job so well that I worked for a company and we worked at a venue here and I was in charge of guarding the stage door, even though I'm handicapped. Why? Because the company can depend on me to A, to show up on time, and B, to make sure that I was doing my job right. And even though I didn't make a lot of money, it wasn't about the money. Okay. I was happy to have the job. I was content with what I was making. Nowadays, we don't do that. So that's what goes on with these security companies. And especially when you hire these private firms, the people don't seem to care. I don't know where the training is not there. They throw on some badge and a uniform, all right? And you get there and like the ones we have here in my building. Every time I go downstairs, they're talking on a cell phone. I could have been a stranger. I could have been somebody who, all right, who basically, I could have been somebody who could have been intruding in here, could have been coming in here to do something bad to somebody. Nobody thinks about that. It's all about the buck. Well, now Pittsburgh Public Schools, they're having problems with school security. It seems like everybody is now. Kids are bringing weapons into school. Kids are causing problems in the school. I know it burns down to what I've said many times about parents. Okay? I understand that situation. I know what it is. I've been there and done that with parents. All right? Oh, but Ralph, you don't have any kids. You don't know anything about that. All right? You know something? I worked with kids a long time. Youth group in church, and I worked with in the Boy Scouts, Bible camp. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm doing, because I do, and probably better than some of you. There are some people out there tonight probably watching this show, maybe not. Maybe you've heard of my show, maybe you don't like what I have to say, so you don't comment because you don't want to. All right? Okay? And yeah, sometimes I say things that you might not want to hear. That's too bad. But parenting these days, in most cases, is terrible. Pittsburgh Public Schools is the worst. The school board can't find their way out of a paper bag, let alone try to make any kind of a policy. Their idea of discipline is programs. Programs for these kids. Let's have programs. Let's have a program where we could teach them how to paint birdhouses or teach them how to color, do adult coloring and coloring books. Or let's teach them how to make a model airplane or something like that. Let's teach them how to play Xbox. That's the program, disciplinary programs. Okay? And it's the same thing with some police. No, not all. Some police. All right. I brought this up to a detective in the city of Pittsburgh Police Department who literally knows that the woman who stole my packages sells crack. Sells it. Sells crack. Does crack. That woman's still here. Why hasn't that woman been put in jail? Is it just Pittsburgh or is it everybody? Or is it all of the police departments? Nobody wants to make an arrest. Nobody. Well, that's because all the police departments are under scrutiny. That's because all the police departments, every time they make a move, whether they move, stand, or sit, stand, or salute, somebody's on them about something. And it's all the time. Maybe that's the problem. I can't say, I don't know. Rivers Casino made a big donation this week. Thank you, Rivers, to making a donation. That was very nice of you to do that, to help that Northside Youth Football Organization who got their equipment stolen. I hope they find who does it. You ought to be ashamed of yourself if you're watching this program or listening to it or anything like that. Shame on you for stealing from the youth. The youth that are trying to get away from derelicts like you who steal. The youth who are trying, and the people who are trying to get the youth to stop doing what they're doing out on the streets. Killing each other, shooting at one another, punching people, robbing people, you name it, they're doing it. Not out there working when they turn 16 years old. I'd rather them play football than go out and shoot and rob some elderly lady. I would rather them play football than go running from the police and get shot. I would rather them play football than to be in my backyard causing me problems, or you, or anyone else, or even the school problems. Okay? We live in a world of broken homes. There's a lot of them. All right? You got grandparents taking care of their grandkids because either the daughter's a junkie, or she got shot, or she made poor choices in men and she got killed, or the son, he's in jail because he decided he was going to go steal a car, or he got shot, or there's a problem with him. Thank you. Thank you, Rivers Casino, for donating money because some clown or clowns decided to keep robbing the Northside Youth Athletic Football Program. You see, that is good people out there. That is people who I applaud. I applaud those people. Yes, I do. Because we beat you. You thought you could just take. And nobody was going to do anything about it. Well, Rivers stepped up and did something. And that's why I applauded them tonight for that. Okay? And if you're out there watching and you're the culprit of the problem, shame on you. From stealing from youth that are trying to get away from people like you. And that's the way I see it tonight with this. You know, I'm getting real tired of President Biden sending more and more money to Ukraine. Why do I have a problem with it? We have people here that need money. We have people here that need jobs. Well, of course, we live in a lazy society. There's millions of jobs out there right now and nobody's working. So that's not Biden's fault. But I'm tired of him giving them 400 million here, 800 million there. Okay? For wheat. Wheat's made there. Okay? And now you have to release millions of gallons of oil from the strategic reserve because President Biden, you're too afraid and you're too chicken. Okay? You're too chicken to stand up to the gasoline companies, to the oil companies that keep gouging us, that have oil stored. Oh, you finally decided that you're going to get on them and go after them for having oil stored that they're not using and they're not properly putting it out there. Finally, finally, you know something, President Biden, I give you credit. I give you for that. Congratulations, you finally did something. It took this long. This long. And now what you need to do is get on these oil companies and these people who continue to gouge people at the gas station that use a debit card, that steal money out of your account. I know they put it back in, but it's still theft. How would that owner like if I went and stole a candy bar? Okay. But when I go get gas and I use a debit card and I use it at the pump, I have to pay $55. You take it out of my account. I didn't give you authority to do that. That's theft. But we're not worried about that. We're not worried about the food companies gouging us and the food prices going up and everything else going up and the gas going up. But we're worried about giving Ukraine $400 million and $800 million there, $400 million there, $500 million next week. What's it gonna be like in the next month? President Biden, we're struggling here. Okay? People have said this for years. I've even said it. We need to mind our own business. Stay out of everybody else's problems. We need to clean up our own yard before we start messing with somebody else's. Okay? Clean up our own yard. We have people here starving. All right? And I got people getting angry with me because I have people getting angry with me because I said that, okay, fine, bring those Ukraine people, bring the Mexicans in, bring them all in. Yeah, they work. They work hard. They don't complain. They appreciate $15 an hour. Obviously, the ones that are out there that don't work, that are lazy, that have the nerve to get on my case because I'm promoting jobs for Giant Eagle. Why don't you work? Why don't you go work at Giant Eagle? No, I can't work. If I could, I would. And I'd soak it up. And I'd laugh in your face because you're poor and broke. But you don't want to work. What you gonna do when the sun comes down? What you gonna do? Right? What you gonna do when unemployment goes bye-byes? Bye-byes for you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the sun goes down? You're defrauding unemployment too. Using other people's names, scamming people. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Go out and get a job. Go work like everybody else. Tonight, that's the way I see it with that. Next, this will be our final topic of the night because we're about to run out of time here. Well, a couple topics anyway. The county jail. Trouble again. Now they're having issues with the union. And the union's recommended to the jail board, and I blasted them about this as well. What's going on here? Orlando Harper, the warden at the jail. Now I don't know this man, and I don't know exactly. I don't know what it is to be a warden because I've never been one. But what in the world is going on down at the county jail? They're mistreating employees. They got a prisoner filing a lawsuit. You know, they've been lost down at the jail, and the board's no better. Well, where's this jail board at? Where's Bethany Hallam? Where's all these people at that cry every time there's a problem down there when the guard spits on the sidewalk and gets in trouble? Now the guards need your help. You're not there for them. Yeah. What happened to this inmate that lost his legs because he probably had some kind of an infection And their medical care down there has been horrible. People have died. Okay. Where's the jail board? Where's Bethany Hallam? Where's all these people at? Huh? Where are you? Why isn't anything being done about this stuff? Why does the same old stuff keep coming up about what's going on at the jail? Oh, we have weak leaders again. Weak leaders. People that are they want to be leaders, they want to be in charge, they want to do this, they want to do that, but they're weak. I would have fired Orlando Harper tomorrow. He's pissing off the guards, making them work hours they shouldn't work or whatever. Okay. All right. The inmate, you know what? I understand jail is supposed, inmates are really, you commit a crime, you're supposed to go to jail. But you know what? The person is a human being. And if the person is sick, you're supposed to provide them with medical care. All right, at the jail. Sufficient medical care. This has been going on for years too. Where's Bethany Allen? Where are you? How come you're not doing anything? I welcome somebody to come on this program from the jail board. Come on here. I invite you. Oh, by the way, speaking of invites, wait do you hear this one? And I just thought about it right now because we're getting ready to wrap up here in a couple minutes. There was an article by the Meadville Tribune up in Meadville, PA. Or I'm sorry, Meadville Gazette. All right. They did an article on Conneaut Lake Park. Now I have been a big opposition person of Todd Joseph. He lies, just like Bob Nutting of the Pirates. And we've had that discussion over the last few days on the sports shows I've been on, including my own. Okay. Of Bob Nutting being a liar. Okay. Todd Joseph is a liar. He lied to the people in Conneaut. He took over the park and he's tearing down and again, it's his business. He can do whatever he wants, but he's breaking the law. Landmarks you're not supposed to tear down. He went around that somehow. I don't know what happened. The people of Conneaut try to fight it. The judges up there didn't help them out up in them counties. So here we are. Todd Joseph's going to do what Todd Joseph's going to do. Well, the Meadville Gazette decided to do this big thing about Conneaut Lake Park and about how the improvements he's making are great. How they're opening up again on July 1st. And they're going to have 9 rides for adults, 9 rides for kids. The new and improved Conneaut Lake Park. It's not going to be the experience it once was. You're not going to be able to ride on the Blue Streak anymore. You're not going to be able to lay on a raft in Lazy River anymore because they only left 2 slides open in the water park. He claims it cost him $100,000 just to operate in one season. So he got rid of everything. Todd Joseph, he sold rides. He did this. He did that. He did every possible thing that there was. I try to help Conneaut Lake, the people up there. I was with them on this thing, and I probably still will be. All right. But I'm not sure because I have not gotten 1 ounce of any person from Conneaut that says on this program that they understand what I'm talking about. And hey, Ralph, thanks. Nah, just like the restaurants, just like some other people. So that's why I don't bother with that anymore. But I will tell you, I did make one more attempt. And, I don't know why I put myself through this. I tried to reach out to a reporter. Okay. And I'm not going to mention his name. He works with the Meadville Gazette. I said, would you be interested in coming on my program the way I see it on Friday night at 7 o'clock? Or any Friday night at 7 o'clock, or on my TV show on April 5th, or what's convenient for you, Sunday night at 9:30 or whatever, and we can talk about this. He put in big words. I decline. I decline. And I know why. Because I call Todd Joseph a liar. Okay? Oh, I call Todd Joseph a liar, and I work with the Meadville Gazette, and I you know what? I really don't care if you come on this program or not, because I'll go to Erie News Now and get them on here. Okay? He put in big words on my email. I decline. I mean, there were huge letters. I decline. Okay? Didn't even say, hey, Ralph, thanks for inviting me. I can't do it. He didn't come up with no excuse. He just said, I decline. Decline. Okay. The people of Conneaut have learned now to start living with Todd Joseph. You know what they say? If you can't beat him, you might as well join him. So that's what they're doing up there now. Good for them. I probably won't be at the park because I was not impressed with the way it was last year. Okay. And I wouldn't waste my time or money for the park. I'll go up there and maybe do some fishing in their lake. All right. Maybe down the road, I might go up and stay at the hotel. Because that's not owned by Todd Joseph. That's owned by somebody else who leases the property. Okay. I found that out too. He tore down all the front facade there. Oh, yeah, big article from the Meadville. Read it in the Meadville Gazette if you're a big Conneaut Lake fan. You live up that way and you missed the park because you didn't get involved enough. You didn't do enough to try to help the situation. Okay. All right. And there we are. And that tonight is the way I see it. I decline, he said. I decline. You know, I've never had that before. I had someone once say to me, well, I'm busy, or that's a bad night for me. My kid has soccer, or I get off work late, or I have this problem, or I have to pick my nose, or I didn't pick my butt right, or something. They come up with any kind of an excuse, but this guy just simply went, I decline. I decline. COVID. Tonight, that's the way I see it. Good night. Be safe.
Make more time. Make more time.